Hello everyone, welcome back to Painted Studio. Maury Curtis Dunbar here on a gorgeous Saturday, and we are about to do some fun things. Now I'm just moving my iPad into the stand so that as I go live I can see your questions. So give me just a second to scroll up, pull the video up, and there we go. I can see everything now, even though there's nothing at the moment to see. So, oh, hey, Maddie, nice to see you here. Thank you. I've got my new colors freshened up for spring. Now, I'll go back to my curls in the next couple of days, but I thought it was nice to have somebody else blow it out smooth. So yesterday we did our big wreath and we did our big cross. So I thought today we might switch things up, go work on the other sides. Yes, I have them painted and set up with foil adhesive on almost everything. We're going to do some different combinations so that you can see, sorry, my chair doesn't want to roll, so that you can see all the interesting things that we can do just by simply changing up the color story. Okay, so I'm going to flip this down and make sure you can see. I think I'm pretty well centered there. So the only thing like last time, the only thing I've applied adhesive to is the bow area. This part, not sticky yet. So what I'm going to do is first we're going to apply some foil, and then we'll deal with the next part. Now I applied this adhesive about an hour ago, but I got it really, really thick right here. So I might have a funky pull on that. I'm just telling you now, I can see it's not completely clear, even though it's been drying for the appropriate amount of time. That happens because I've built it up too thick. So let's see what happens. This is our gorgeous new rose foil. And as you can see, a friendly reminder to people, the foil adhesive that we use is our Artsyville foil adhesive. And then the foil is a fabric-friendly foil, meaning you can use it with our regular foil adhesives or you can use it with our fabric-friendly adhesives. So I'm going to slide this on here. I'm just going to give a little rub with my hand first. Now, because I piled this up so thick here and it wasn't completely dry, I do risk pulling this up and ripping up the adhesive too. And if I do that now, then it's a good lesson for you all as to why you don't do that. And if it sticks, I'm just going to say thank you to God and let it go with that. Because, yeah, you know, I set myself up for failure sometimes. And I'm testing myself for that right now. All right, let's say a little prayer. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Ooh, they didn't want to let go of that. So I've gotten some good release, but I think I need to go back over some spots with my foil. It's a little patchy. And then I'm going to show you what else we're going to do with it, because I'm not going to get 100% perfect release. Instead, I've got brush marks, I got texture on here. All right, so I've got my pink on, which is, by the way, lovely, lovely, lovely pink. But then we're going to balance this out because there's, I brushed this on, there's a little texture. We're going to take some of the rose gold, and if there's any sticky spots that I can fill in with the rose gold, I will. That'll add a little extra visual interest. I have no idea how much you'll grab. Everybody says, how do you know how much it's going to stick to it? I don't. I truly don't. Until I scrub it down, it's a mystery to me as well. Let's go my fingers around things and see how much of this sticks. Now I am going to do swirls here because I've already done one pass with one color. I can do a little swirling here and it won't hurt anything. But I will do a horizontal and a vertical as well. Horizontal, verticals. And although I know it's this turns sideways, I think of it this way, sitting upright. So to me, this is horizontal and this is vertical, even though literally it was reversed because I have it sitting on its side. My mind wants to flip it upright. All right, let's hope. Oh, yes. Got a little bit of rose gold released. I want to put a little bit right there. A little bit of rose gold released in all kinds of interesting places. And then I can just go back with my fingers and shove in. Because sometimes the warmth of my hand can even add a little more that will come off. And you can see it's grabbing still a little bit, so there's still a little sticky stuff floating around. And as long as it grabs, I have the opportunity to deposit a little more color on there. Oh yeah, that's working nicely, except for this little piece that's stuck on here. Okay, that's nice. I'm very happy with that. I'm going to set those pieces of foil, and then I'm going to grab my Artsyville foil adhesive. Maybe not. I'm going to let that sit for a sec. We're going to work on something else. I've got so many ideas going on today that I don't want to get them all jumbled up. All right, so here is our cross from yesterday. And I had painted the other side black as well, and we've applied our foil adhesive. Let me just go grab the stencil that I left sitting over here. And we're going to do this stencil, which is our Flower Power stencil. And this happens to be one that I really love for a big, bold look. I have always been impressed with how well this translates to that. Let me turn this way just so I can make sure I've got the flower straight in here. It would be kind of bad if I misaligned this and we had crooked flowers. That would be sort of sad. All right, let's do this. Yep, there we go. We're centered. Could be a touch off, but not badly. Alrighty. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our Finley, our new Finley crackle, and I'm tearing it in little bits actually on purpose because that will fit the stencil better without having it overlap onto the parts that I don't want foiled. Especially for this first pass where there's a whole lot of exposed foil. Right, so I'm going to take my stencil and my scrubber and scrub on here. Now I do have my stylus, and while it's not necessary for, especially with these bigger, more open shapes, I have a lot of little dots here, the tips of the interior pistils and stamens, and I need to get in there and make sure that detail gets completely released. So I'm going to go in with the stylus. This is going to look so cool. So what I really aiming to show you all is that you could do basically the same thing, but by simply changing the colors, the effect is completely different. Now I have some special baskets coming in. I know I'm going to be well past the time of Easter by the time they finally show up. But you know, it's never too early to start thinking about next year. So when those come in, we'll do some very cool things with them too. All right. Let's make sure I got everything. Didn't miss anything. I think we got it all. Oh yes, that left a great, you can see on the not so pretty side what a nice release we got on that foil, nearly 100%. It's easier to see it on the back. And a reminder, friendly reminder, that it's always the not so pretty side that goes down to the adhesive. The patterns are mounted on the back of the film. So like a temporary tattoo, you put it on, rub it, and peel it off, and then the pattern is released. There, and a little right there. Just catching the places that I missed because I already had used that piece of foil. Oh, I almost forgot something. We don't want to do that. Almost forgot our other registration marks. These little dots right here, let me see if I'm making sure you're centered in the camera so you can see. These little dots right here are the same as these here. And so you definitely want to make sure that you line them up because that helps us move the stencil around correctly without having any issues. There it is. I thought I lost my stylus for a second. I almost missed one little circle right there. So get in there. Okay, now let me find enough foil to cover those spots and release a nice pattern. All right, other end. And I got those on, and then I still have to get these three right here. So these are not only part of the pattern, but they're registration marks, meaning they allow you to move your stencil around easily and position it easily without ever having a bad alignment, so that you can always, always, always get your pattern on. So I'm just looking to see how this is going to lay for me and what's going to be the most efficient, and I think that's it right there. There we go. Oops, and I dropped my piece of foil on the floor because I'm that kind of smart. Let's put this in. And obviously, even though you can see this, there's some direction on this, I'm not worrying about the direction for my pattern here because I think being random and going in different ways will be very interesting looking on this. All right, now let's get the stylus. I'm really only doing this with the really, really narrow parts because it badly needs the stylus to get all the fine lines done. I'm just kind of using my fingers on the larger openings, and it's working fine today. Some days it doesn't work so fine, but today it's working just right. But I will follow this around a little bit because I want to make sure I get everything. And it can be easy to miss things. And there's another dot over there that I missed. So you can see I'm pulling it off fast. Because it's like ripping off a Band-Aid. You gotta get it off. All right, there's our little dots down here. Again, registration marks. Okay, I'm gonna use another piece. Here we go. Scrubber. We are going to get this all in and it's going to look amazing. I'm loving the way this releases. This is great looking foil. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. Oops, I left little spots there. And then I want a little bit here. And I still have a couple little tiny spot right in there to fill in. Okay, I think we got all of it. Just take a quick glance over, make sure I didn't miss something. All right, I mean, look how great that is. Oh my gosh. And think of just how stunning this could be for something, you know, on anything, but look how great this is on this pad, just on the cross. I am loving this. Like I can't even begin to tell you. Gotta line it all up correctly though. All right. I'm just moving my pieces around so everything gets filled in. I know it's in there somewhere. And then let's get this right here. Let's get down in here. Oh yeah, this is looking awesome. I'm so excited. Okay, there's that one. Now we have to move again. Actually, maybe what I should do is shift it this way so I can get this pattern in. Right here where it goes. There's that. And I am going to need a little more of the foil. So doing something like this takes, you know, a foot and a half of one color of foil and maybe a square foot of another. It doesn't look like it's that much surface, but especially when you're doing something with details like this, it is. Hey, Rebecca, nice to see you. I see you guys logging in and logging out, and it makes me wonder if you're getting bumped out. So if you're getting bumped out of the video, let me know. It may be one of those weird things Facebook is doing, because it shows me like 5 times in a row that some of you are logged in to watch. I'm looking at Maddie, she's logged in like 4 times. Rebecca is twice. I just want to make sure you're not getting bumped out of anything. If you're leaving and coming back, then it's none of my business, and that's okay. I just want to make sure like Facebook isn't doing something weird like it often does. All right, let's get into these little bitty holes here and pull it over so you can see what I'm doing. Sorry, I was off screen. Every once in a while, I got to remember to look up. So looking at this pattern challenges me back to my ecology class, because I like to garden, but I'm not a huge gardener, so I forget the names of things. So I'm thinking these little balls at the tips right here are the pistils, and then these long lines right here going down are the stamen. Could be wrong, but that's what my memory says. So if I'm wrong, forgive me. If I'm right, congratulate me for actually remembering something. I think we're good there. Let's peel back. Oh yes, nice, nice, nice. A little bit of detail in a couple of the dots. Need a little more attention. I like how this is looking. Oh, this is going to be sharp. Alrighty. And then we come this way to see, because there's always a little pattern right around the edges that you have to kind of work out. So that's what we're doing here. It's not hard. It's not a big deal. You just don't want to forget it, or your final look does not look correct. It looks uneven. And then let's, yeah, I knew there had to be a little bit right there, just like there was on the other side. Before I forget, I want to make sure I'm going to lay this on here 100%. Make sure I didn't miss a spot that needed some foil. See, there's a little tiny spot right there that just needed it. And I knew that looking at this, that the pattern wasn't 100% balanced on both sides. Okay. And there we go. So now the next one I have to come to is here. Let's see, I don't like how that's gonna sit right there. Let's, let's see, get this in here. I gotta get this lined up so that it's not doing funny things. So maybe what I really need to do is figure this out a different way. So I think we're gonna do this. This will line it up better, because I've got all these dots to get me in here straight, and that's a big deal. I knew, you know, you'll notice very quickly when you work with stencils, if you're starting to not line it up right, things kind of peek out of the openings in the stencil that you really know that they shouldn't be there. So you're like, I gotta move around. I gotta find a better way to line it up. And that's exactly what I just did. And by the way, blessed Good Friday to everybody. Mine was extra blessed today because I went and got my COVID shot, my second one. So now I am fully inoculated. I'm very grateful for that. Okay, there's that. And I don't think I've got enough to cover that right there like that. I might need a little more. I'll use that other piece for scrapping into little openings if I need it. Let's try this way. Just want to make sure it doesn't go over the edge of the stencil. I don't want to get this in the wrong place by mistake. All right, let's get this in. And then take the the stylus, and go into the little teeny details. Now you can do this with a ballpoint pen with a cap on it. You can do this, the same thing like I'm doing with stencil, with a skewer from, like a bamboo skewer from barbecuing or anything. You just need it not to be so sharp that it punches through the foil when you're doing this, because then you've just made yourself a mess that you really have to work extremely hard to clean up. Ask me how I know. Listen, if there's a dumb thing to do with something, I've probably already done it. So I promise you, if I tell you I have reasons for the way I do things, it's from a lot of years' experience and all the dumb crap I've already done. Okay, I think we've got it all. I just want to get those tips of these little leaves and stuff here, just to make sure they didn't get forgotten. Yeah, let's get that spot right there. Oh yeah, little tiny bubble spot right there. A little chip of something got on there, so I want to make sure it's hidden by the foil. Okay, we're getting down to the last bits. Look how good this is looking. All right. Oh, I almost had a line there. Just need to get a little more. Okay, there we go. Now sometimes, no matter how careful you are, not everything lines up perfectly. That's okay. You just got to learn to work with it. Stencils can do that. We're human. We make errors. You just have to be careful when you're trying to compensate for that, which I'm always trying to compensate for something, especially when I lose my tools every second of every day. Okay, let's get in there. What is everybody doing for Easter? I can't wait to hear the plan, since whatever we were going to do has obviously been scuttled and we're going to be in a hotel room. So I'm looking forward to hearing everybody else's plans so I can live vicariously through you. Please tell me what you got going on with family, with friends, big gathering or small. Just tell me about it. Let me live vicariously through you. Okay, let's get that. Oh yes, this is gonna look great. Okay, this is, I think this is gonna be the last, one of the last two passes maybe. I'm gonna flip it this way so I can reach and so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, pull the stencil off maybe. Okay, so here is this one. Place right there. Awesome. So while this, this isn't quick to watch me do it, for a project like this is very quick moving. used to think back to the days before we had stuff like foil, and it would have taken me days to come even close to this because I'd be applying layers of paint and then patterns and then applying more stuff over the patterns, trying to get some cool effects. So this is super fun for me to have available because it just gets things done, and it's quick and easy and incredibly great results from it. All right, I think that pretty much gets me just about done. Let's take a look, see if I missed something. Yeah, I didn't miss anything. I just do need to have a few spots I need to rub with a little extra foil because it applied thinner in there. Okay, last little bit. Most likely will take care of all of this, although I'll have to pull it off and see if there's something extra that needs to be lined up, and there very well could be. It happens. Spot here because my piece of foil wasn't quite wide enough to cover that. Oops, I tore it. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to pull it, not tear it. All right, let's take a look at this and see if I have to shift this pattern at all. I'm going to take this way. We have just a little bit of pattern right here in the corner to deal with. I think that should be it, but I'm gonna check here. Lining this all up, if I find the right spot. Nope, see there's a little tiny spot right there. You need to really check your pattern, because if you don't get the stencil all the way around the surface, move it around as it needs to be moved around, your pattern looks, you end up creating a picture frame event thing happening where you're missing patterns around the edges, and so there's like a halo of undone stuff on it. All right, so we did that pattern there. Now again, this is stunning in itself, and you could top coat this black and be done with it, and it would be stunning. I mean, you could top coat this clear and the black would be on there and it would be stunning. But we're gonna have a little fun, because this is our which one is this? This is the Ohana 1, which has that sort of iridescent oil slick rainbow look to it. We're going to embrace some of that. Now this is going to turn this from elegant to a little bit on the hippie side, actually, kind of very tie-dye looking. And again, it doesn't look like much when you rub it on. Notice I am not rubbing right up to this edge. I'm not scrubbing up to the edge. I don't want a harsh line. And I'll do the same thing over here. Wherever I come to an edge, I will not scrub all the way to the edge because I don't want to have a seam. Okay, let's peel her back. Oh, that's so cool. Now, I don't know if that's showing up yet on camera, but this did release really nicely. I think if you look at my hand right there, you can see the release. And I'm going to finish the spots that I know need some foil on them, and then I will move this. So this has almost got the iridescence of a peacock feather in the background. It's very cool looking. Okay. Shift this around. Oh, it's sticking to stuff. I've had foil adhesive everywhere around here, so everything's sticking up. As you can see, my papers are going everywhere. Let's put this right on here. Oh my God, this is so cool. Oh, wow. Now, let me get the last bit of this, and I will hold this up so you can see it, because that would help you get a better idea of the colors that were left behind. So I don't think it's going to show like much on camera until I move it and let it catch the light. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. So, again, laying it flat down, looking at it straight on, it doesn't look like much. But then we come in here and when you move it, the light hits it. So we have this cool, iridescent, oil slick, peacocky look in the background. That, I am telling you, that looks so exciting. I'm very excited by that one. So, okay, we're gonna put that to the side. All right, and the next thing I'm going to share, because we're not going to do any more foiling, I'm actually not going to paint these. I want to share with these with you because we're going to work on them tomorrow during the live, provided my COVID shot has not turned me unconscious. So I saw somebody the other day making these so cute little wooden dolls. And they're called spool dolls. Very not expensive. I ordered them off of Etsy. And they're solid wood and they're really nicely made. And then I started painting them these wonderful colors that we have. This is Faux Effects Metal Glow and Sausalito, and we have a whole bunch of other colors. So tomorrow we're gonna paint some of these, maybe we'll foil a few, different things, different times, but that's gonna be our next spring thing that we're going on. So let me flip up. All right, put it up a little bit. What techniques am I using? You're new, it looks beautiful. Okay, what we did here, I'll give you a quick reminder, is we brushed this wooden surface, this cross, with Faux Effects Set Coat Black. Then, once that was dry, we coated the entire thing with our Artsyville foil adhesive and then laid stencils down and released a foil through the stencil. After that, then the stencil foil we used on this one is our Finley Crackle. You can see what a cool pattern that is. It's a silver shatter with a little kind of gold cloud drifting through it. And then once we finished the entire surface, we laid the Ohana 1 foil over it, which literally looks like not much of anything. It just looks like a dirty, cloudy piece of plastic. And when we ship these to you, just so everybody knows, when we ship this to you, we make sure to put pieces of tape here and here and here and here. We put tape on the side that doesn't go down onto the adhesive, so you don't have to fight that. You are already know which side goes down because it's the side without the tape. And I discovered that was really helpful to our customers, so I make sure to do that on any of the translucent or transparent foils. Oh, Christina, thank you so much. Christina popped by earlier today. We got to see her. It was nice to have some of our people come by. Bought a bunch of the new foils as well. So this is now, you can see this. It's very funky, but very elegant as well. I mean, look how pretty it is on that side. And then you turn it over, and this gives a more patinaed look, but looking close, you can see that we have a couple patterns. So I'm very happy with this. This just came out beautifully. And we'll work on, sorry, I'm setting that to the side so I can top coat it and won't have everything sticking to it. We will finish the other side of our spring wreath tomorrow. Now remember, we use the rose gold over here, the rose foil, and then rose gold to backfill some of the crevices. So I think we're going to do some more fun stuff tomorrow. Like I said, mind you, the COVID shot doesn't take me out, like it seems to have done a lot of people on their second day. So I'm trying to avoid doing that. All right, folks, it is 5:25, 5:30. About time to say goodbye. I hope you all have a wonderful Easter weekend. If you're not here, I hope you're able to spend it with your family. Once again, post some of your Easter dinners, because right now we're living in a hotel. And for those of you who are asking why I'm living in a hotel, I know not everybody sees it. Our house burned a week ago, and we've been living in a hotel since. So clearly our plans for having a nice Easter dinner at home aren't happening, and we're still figuring it out, but I could use any suggestions any of y'all have. All right, everybody, have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.